Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Shake Rides. As I told you, I'll be doing a highway review of Honda CB350 Highness. So here it is. Let's see how this beast works on highways. And I have also done the first impressions of this bike, my city ride review. Do check out here, suggested here. And do also subscribe to my channel. Press the bell icon for the latest updates. So let's see. Okay, here we go. So before I could start this video, I just want to let you know that there are two separate videos have been made on this. One is the top speed along with 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 performance breakdown. You can click on the suggested link. It will take you there. Do check out that video and let me know what you feel about it. And also there's one more video of a pure exhaust of this CB350. It's a very short video I have posted on YouTube. Also check this out in the suggested link and let me know what you feel about this. Also, this will be a highway ride review. Apart from that, I'll be doing one more video that would be Bluetooth connectivity with this vehicle, and that I'll video post it later. But as of now, it's going to be highway review. So in this video, I'll talk about the ride quality, the seat comfort, the sitting posture, the refinement level in each gear, and how comfortably you can travel from point A to point B. Start with, okay, what I observed is the first gear has a little less torque. I mean, the power does not come linearly. It lags for a moment and then it gives all the power. And then when you shift to second gear, you have all the power there, all the torque there. So that's what I experienced, and I have checked this multiple times and I feel the same. Currently I'm in the third gear now. The bike is in 70. Thumb sounds good. To remind you that this engine is powered with 348cc air cooled, and it generates a maximum power of 21 PS of power at 5500 rpm and 30 bhp of power at 3000 rpm. Also the 80% of torque is kicked in just in 2000 rpm. So this is really a torquey engine. So having said that, your highway rides or your long rides should be very easy, because when you talk about highway rides, okay, I'm going in 80, it picks in fourth gear. Okay, where was I? So to talk about highway rides, the vehicle should be comfortable enough. Now when I say comfortable, talk about Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield is not the best in the class. Before all these vehicles could come, Java, Benelli or CB350 Highness, it did have its underwhelming aspects, but again people liked it because the comfort level it used to provide, right? The upright riding posture, the mid-set foot pegs, and the enough torque, and the good low and good mid end. That is the reason why people take to Ladakh and Leh Ladakh. That's the reason they take it. So having said that, CB350 Highness also has the same features. It is trying to imitate the Royal Enfield. However, there are no underwhelming aspects in this. When I talk about that, I can talk about the overwhelming aspects. Like it does not vibrate, and there is a huge refinement in each gear. It really does not vibrate at all. Like if you're in third gear and if you go to fourth gear, in third gear itself it reaches to almost 110 kilometers per hour, and in fourth gear it reaches to the almost top speed, like 125 kilometers per hour you can reach in fourth gear. Fifth gear is just for the sake of cruising. There's no power left in fifth gear, and you can keep the fifth gear and you can start cruising, and if you have to overtake something, you have to shift back to fourth gear and you have to do overtaking and then put back to fifth gear. So that's the little tactics there. Interesting part is the thumb. What a thumb, man. I mean, fourth gear, fifth gear, when you're riding at the speed of hundreds, the thump sound you get from the backside, you can listen, right? The thump you get from the backside is so amazing. I mean, I'm surprised. And honestly speaking, no other bike comes to this close CB Highness 350. For the stock exchange I'm talking about, no other vehicle comes this close to the thumb what they have. Also, it really does have a good grip on the roads. The MRF tires really work well. Even the cornering, even in the off-road terrain, the MRF tires have a very good grip. You will never, the vehicle does not get shaken by the wind. It really goes smooth. This gets alloy tires. The front you get 100 by 90 19-inch. The back you get 130 by 70 18-inch wheels. Both are from MRF tires. Both get ABS channels, front and rear. And the brakes are from Nissan. So it does a decent job. It is not that aggressive and not that lazy. It does the job quite well. The suspensions, the front is taken care by 41 mm. The back you have a twin shock absorbers. I can say they are at the softer side. The front is a little stiffer and the back is a little softer is what I feel. Most of the torque is present in the third gear. I mean, you don't have to shift above and you don't have to shift below. The third gear you can do all kind of commute. So this bike is more of a commuter bike with the retro roadster theme. Now I've been doing in 70s for a very long time in the third gear, and I've come to highways. So sweet spot I believe is somewhere around 100 in the highways. Even you can push it to 110, 115. The engine doesn't stress. But I feel with the braking powers, with the ABS, with the traction control, when everything falls in place and everything starts functioning, 115, 120 is still manageable in this bike. Oh man, it started raining again. So now let me check the speed now. I want to push it to 110 now. I'm already reached 110. I'm reaching 120 now. So there's a lot of juice left in the fourth gear. I mean, there's a lot of power. You can easily reach 125 whatsoever. The level of refinement in this bike is far superior than any other bike compared to Classic 350 or Royal Enfield, any other bike, even Benelli Imperiale. Even in the fifth gear, the refinement is so good. The engine does not feel any kind of stress. The high speed what it can achieve in fifth gear can also be achieved in fourth gear. So making triple digit in Royal Enfield Classic 350 takes a long time, and the engine feels really stressed post 100. There you can do max 110, and so in those terms, Honda Highness is really wins in flying colors. Talking about mileage, I mean 15 liters of tank and 35 kilometers per liter in the city, coming to highway somewhere around near to 40, you would still get 400 kilometers plus range. So that's still a very good range considering the Royal Enfield as a competitor. So that's a one plus point. 400 kilometers range is a very good in the highways. So overall our highway, this bike is good. Thumbs up with that, no issues. So to sum up, Honda Highness is definitely a good product, no doubts about it. Compared to Classic 350 current one, it's far superior. However, recently Royal Enfield launched a Meteor, we all know that, and here is the video of the same. I've done the first impressions ride review. Do check out where I've given my 2 cents on that. So having said that, compared to Royal Enfield Meteor, these both bikes fall hand in hand, and in 6 months by now, Classic Royal Enfield Classic 350 2021 will be launched with the same J platform of Meteor. Once it arrives, then the performance will be very much similar to of Royal Enfield Meteor. In turn, it will be similar to Honda Highness CB350. So Honda Highness CB350 really does not have anything new to offer to the customer. So that's where will be a problem. However, still a decent product, a good product, not decent product, good product, and it has a great engine. Refinement level in every gear is good. It does a good high speed, reaches the triple digits in third gear, and it's agile, nimble, Yes, this is really agile and nimble because of lightweight, and thump is there, so that's gonna give you a good feel from the back. So to sum up, the engine, the build quality, the ride quality, the ergonomics, the sitting posture, the handling, everything is good. Big thumbs up to that. The only problem will be the accessibility of the bikes to the customers, because since these bikes will be only available in big wing Honda showrooms, which are very less compared to Royal Enfield showrooms and service centers, and also the maintenance cost of this bike will be a little higher side compared to Royal Enfield. It's a better than Classic 350 for sure, but not better than Royal Enfield Meteor. However, if you considering the daily city use, this is still a better option. You can go for this. If a big Honda showroom is nearby for you, then you can definitely go for this. This is a good product. This is a good bike. Uh, Please subscribe to my channel if you have liked this video. Press the bell icon for the latest updates, and also let me know what you feel about this bike in my comment section. And you take care of yourself. This is Sheikh, and I'm signing off.